From working as the background vocalist for most of the big names in the Ghanaian music industry, to hosting one of the most talked about concerts here in Ghana, Muchello Concert, sometime last year, have been the music journey of one of Ghana's young and uprising artists. Today, I sit with him to get to know more about him, his career as an artist, and what to expect for the second edition of Muchello Concert this year. Thank you for joining me. Welcome. I am Fred Bamfo. Like I said earlier, I am sitting with one of Ghana's young and uprising artists named S.K. The brain behind the most talked about concert, Muchello. Hello, S.K.
Hi, Fred.
Oh, great to see you.
Great to see you too. Been? Well, I've been good. You?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Let's get to know you. Who's S.K.?
SK is actually a young gentleman who is very determined, God-fearing. I don't let opportunities pass me by.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm trying to fight my life too.
Good to know. Good to know. So, the name SK, is it like an abbreviation of your name, or what does it represent?
So SK is actually an initial. My full name is Stephen Kofi Yeboah. So Stephen is the S, Kofi is the K,
right? And
Yeboah is actually like Yebi that you all call me with. Yeah.
Great. So your brand name is like S.K Yebi or SK?
S.K Yebi.
S.K Yebi.
Yes. Oh, great. So short of everything.
Great to know. At what age did you realize that you could sing?
That should be around age 16.
60?
16.
Oh, great.
Yeah, 16.
16.
Yeah.
Oh, that must have been a bit late.
Yeah, and I think
when we look at the likes of Celine Dion and Beyonce, you know, the big names internationally, we know some of them started as young as 2 years old, 5 years old, and as at least 12 years old. I don't add this. Yes, but you starting at 16, is it like that was the time you realized that you had this full potential?
So
something great.
I mentioned 16 because everybody would know what they would want to do at a point in time. Growing up, I loved music. I loved listening to music, but I didn't actually know what it really meant until I went to John Tay Memorial Institute.
Oh, great.
God bless John Tay. So that is where I actually joined the band professionally as a musician. Okay. That was like around 2007, 2006, 2007. So that was where I actually started music professionally.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, great. Great to know that you actually attended Reverend John Tay Memorial Institute. So would you say that school is what has honed your skill into who you are today?
Yes, I can't actually let go of that. John Tay actually made me what I am today because I actually learned so much in school.
But who are your biggest music influences?
Well, biggest music, I would say, let's say in Ghana here.
Ghana, global.
Wow, that's a big question. So in Ghana, because I work with most of them, I don't think I would want to mention any name here.
Okay.
But in, let's say, outside Ghana, I would actually go for Kimberell.
Okay.
I'll go for Asha. I'll go for Beyonce, and to name few.
How have they influenced you?
Well, they have actually influenced me in so many ways. When it comes to these names I just mentioned, are people who take their craft and stage act very, very, very seriously, and their vocals are something you can actually toil around with.
Great.
So listening to them actually improved me vocally and actually mentally, because I learned, when you watch them on stage, you actually learn so much. So yeah,
I can believe that, because these names you just mentioned are people who are incredibly notable and have absolute great vocal dexterity. So I actually can't wait to hear you sing, because I should expect something absolutely incredible, impeccable.
Well, let's wait for that.
So what kind of singer would you classify yourself as?
Well, I would classify myself as Afro Soul. Yeah,
Afro
I would say Afro Soul.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm asking this question because you coming into the scene, or the music scene, people have known you to be one person who who has always been in the gospel fraternity. Yes. So I'm sure they would want to know why there was that swift from gospel to doing soul or R&B. Is it that is what you want to put yourself into, or you are just not interested in the gospel fraternity? What really influenced that
Okay,
decision?
so I wouldn't say I'm not interested in the gospel fraternity. So what it actually means is, I'm still a gospel boy, or whatever you would want to term it, but
Right.
we all still do gospel, and I'm from the church proudly. But what it means is, at a point in everybody's life, you would want to graduate to the next stage of your life to learn more. So I actually was doing gospel, doing background for gospel artists and all of that, till I had a contract to actually broaden my musical journey, where I was called to work with most of the secular musicians, which
Right.
they are all actually part of us. So yeah, I actually started working with them, and I think people started asking questions and all. I'm still a gospel gentleman.
That's right.
Yeah,
So,
but,
who was the first artist here in Ghana you ever worked with? Your very first artist you experienced
I would
and
say
enjoyed working with?
I would say preachers.
Preachers. Oh,
Yeah.
great. Preachers.
Preachers were actually one of my,
From way back.
yeah, from way back. Yeah, preachers.
So, what happened? How did you not get to work with them again? Or
It
it was
wasn't
just
like
a one-time thing? It wasn't like a contract?
it wasn't like a one-time thing. I was actually doing background professionally for them.
Okay.
Yeah, so at a point in time, I think they went on a break, and I actually also had to continue. So I actually moved on. But anytime they have a gig and they call on any of us, we all try to join in.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We've heard of Muchello Concert.
Yeah, Muchello Concert.
Yes. What is it about? What is Muchello in the first place? Why Muchello? The name Muchello, what does it mean?
Okay, so cello is actually an instrument.
Okay.
It's a big violin that produces a very beautiful sound. So that is cello. And the mu means music.
Okay.
So it all boils down to like a musical something, where
Right.
music cello. So Muchello.
great.
Yeah, so that's how the name actually came up. Wow.
And the maiden edition was last year, if I'm correct.
So I would say yes, but it was supposed to be held 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, but due to one or two things, we actually had to call it off. And then last year, God being so good, we actually proceeded. And this year, we are still moving.
Great. Tell me about the experience, last year's experience.
It was amazing. It wasn't, if I tell you it was easy, I would lie, because normally I actually do this on my own together with some few people. So it wasn't easy, like the journey was a bit shaky, but getting there on the D-Day and trying to put things together, I realized that I actually fought my way through, and it was really a proud moment for me. And then I had to actually do everything that happened that night from my heart, as to performing, as to singing, as to everything. I actually did it with lapel music and the Wanted Band too. So
Oh, okay,
it was
that is great.
amazing, yeah.
So, what are we expecting for the second edition this year?
This year is going to be great. Like, it's going to be amazing.
Is it?
It's going to be amazing. Yeah, it's really going to be amazing. When we talk about performances, artists, surprise acts, friends performing, things we are trying to put together, it's going to be amazing.
Okay, so the artists who wouldn't be the surprised acts, who are they? Who are we looking forward to?
Okay,
see?
so normally I like to involve friends when I'm doing something. So friends, some of my friends who actually sing, I actually contacted them to join me, so we moved together. So I called someone like Akosia Ayi.
Okay.
Yeah, Eko.
Akosia Ayi of TV3 Mentor.
Yes, of TV3
Oh,
Mentor.
great.
Isiama. Yeah,
Okay.
of Characters Band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Isiama. And to mention a few, yeah.
Awesome. But let me ask, are you holding this event just by yourself, or you are collaborating with other people or teams, or
Oh yeah, so I'm collaborating with the Wanted Band and the Lapel Music.
the lapel music?
Yeah, those
Can
are
you
the.
say something a bit about it?
Lapel Music is a background company where we distribute background singers to artists
Right.
and events here in Ghana and even if possible, I'll say outside the country. Yeah, so here in Ghana, we don't actually have like background companies here. So one, I spoke to my team. We actually arranged things through, and then we brought up this idea where we actually have singers and we go for events and we do backgrounds for artists here in Ghana. Yeah. So that's actually what Lapel really stands for and is
really
known for.
Wait. I really can't wait for this year's edition. Is it going to be a ticketed event?
Yes, it is.
Ticketed.
It's going to be ticketed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. I mean, it's been so cool and fun speaking with you. What are your last words for your fans or for people you'd want to encourage, especially the young and uprising artists here in Ghana?
Well, I would want to let everybody know that it is not easy to begin. Most of us are not under any management trying to do things on our own. It's not easy, but I think because we feel it isn't easy doesn't mean we should just calm down on things. We should keep fighting our way through, and I believe that with the help of God, everything will be fine.
Great. I mean, I thought we were actually wrapping up, but let me ask this final question. Talking of sponsors, are you looking for sponsors, or how are you going to fund this?
I'm actually looking for sponsors.
If they want to be available for this, how will they be able to contact you or anything?
Okay, so I'm actually looking for sponsors. If anybody wants to sponsor, both monetary and kind, our gates are actually opened up for those. And if you really want to actually do that, you can call any these numbers under the screen. Yeah, you can actually call any of the numbers here. So yeah,
thank
God
you very
will
much.
actually bless you. Yeah.
Thank you very much, SK. It's been awesome speaking with you, and I really can't wait to experience this year's edition of the Muchello Concert.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. I really like your sense of fashion, your style.
Thank you very much.
This is really beautiful. Who made it?
It's by Real by Asante.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, Real made it. Yeah,
awesome.
He does amazing stuff. People can check him out on Instagram.
Magnificent.
Yeah, at Real by Asante.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.